A few months ago, I did something that no sane man would do. For the sake of entertainment and possibly a weird sense of self-hatred, I reached into a very dark place in my past. Specifically, the year 1997. Where a young, wide-eyed Scooch first laid his eyes on something that would change his world forever. A game that, on paper, sounds fantastic, that would merge two never-before-merged genres, platforming and fighting, into a mind-bending tale that revolved around one of the biggest IPs of all time. It sounded too good to be true, and if you don't know by now, it was. Get running, let's see what it... Oh! It kills you from 100%, meaning that health pickup doesn't matter. I ain't falling for this shit again. How are you supposed to get up there? Well, there was magical wind before. It's time to take another leap of faith. But since you guys enjoyed this series so much, I figured why shouldn't I bring it back? It's funny, and the only thing it cost me is my sanity, my core values, a ton of time, and of course, my blood pressure. So without further ado, let's dive into the third level of the worst platformer I've ever played in my life, Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. You spawn in this creepy Earth dungeon only having one direction to go. As you find your footing and take your surroundings in, John Fuckerson over here surprise attacks you with no warning whatsoever to prove that this game doesn't care about your feelings. After a hard-fought battle, you progress forward and a hole opens in the ground. Being the genius that you are, you go to investigate because... Okay, maybe that was a bad idea. Becoming wiser, smarter, sadder, and in some ways more holy, you jump over the hole and meet your second death trap of the level. Yes, you've only walked about 10 yards, but there is no god here, only death. You time your first jump like the genius that you are and pat yourself on the back. But then quickly remember that the controls of a fighting game should never be made into a platformer because jumping feels like you're moving through molasses. Fantastic. You respawn, you kill the first guy, you dodge the first hole, and then you time the two smashers and see another hole in the ground. But obviously, you're too smart to fall for the same trick twice. So you jump over the hole and holy fuck, there it is, another death trap. I don't know who was the interior designer of this place, but I'm pretty sure they got paid a cut above their pay grade. It's kind of a joke. You get through the hole, the double smashers and the blades of death, and finally you're met with a rope that you can climb down. Which is nice because there's been so many death traps in the last 20 yards that you've already developed PTSD. Enjoying the first breather that this game has given you thus far, you get to the bottom and what's this? There's a marking on the wall, but you don't have that key. And you jump up and you can't reach the rope. Is this a bug? Maybe you have to... Oh no, it's another death trap. You start back in the beginning again, and honestly, at this point, you've been around long enough to be forced to pay rent. Only this time, because you're unable to see the screen through your tears, you accidentally fall into the second hole, and what's this? Bracing for death, you find out that it wasn't a death trap at all. Apparently, this hole is full of potions, healing items, and most importantly, betrayal. You pass the rope, dodge the smasher, and keep going to the right. But what's this? It's another hole. Maybe this one will lead you to... You continue, go to the rope, land a little too low and try to climb back up, and... Yup. You're dead. After another pointless death to the slicers, you grab this key that reminds you of a place you know all too well. You climb down the rope, use the square key, and are greeted by a gang of fuckers. After rolling the dice and winning twice, bars, you go to the right, spring up, and are greeted with one of the most annoying characters I have ever seen in a video game. You can't hit him, and he slowly comes at you while shocking you and then teleporting away. Pair that with random opening holes in the ground and at least you have something to talk to your therapist about. You respawn, squeak past floating fucker A, and what's this? Another hole? Not falling for that. And while we weigh the negatives of continuing this game, did you know that the majority of the people watching this video aren't subscribed? If you subscribe to the channel, you'll really help us out. We do our best to release high quality content on this channel as much as we can. Normally it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., but we're doing our best to fill in the blanks as well. So I think that you would have fun subscribing and ring the bell so that you don't miss the banger content. Leave a comment, etc. Help out the algorithm. Regardless, I love you if you subscribe. I love you if you don't, just the same. Now let's get back into the content. You get back to Floating Fucker 1, and then you realize that they have a tiny, itty-bitty weakness. Apparently, if you time your shitty little slow-ass freeze move the second they try to teleport away, it kills them, which would be a cool weakness if it wasn't so hard to do. Don't believe me? Just watch this clip. Oh, please, sir. Please. I can't do the fucking freeze. I'm freaking out. Down front. Did I not get him there? Oh, please. Oh, god damn it. Come on. Oh my god. Can I just kick him? What? Oh, I can't do it under pressure. I can't do the freeze under pressure, man. Please, man. Please. Oh, thank God. Let me in. And finally, after a hard-fought battle, you get to this. An enemy health bar, but who is it? Maybe a stronger monk? Or another ninja? An assassin? And oh my god! Your freeze doesn't work, but hey, your jump kicks do, unless he blocks it. He hits like a freight train and walks you to a wall to Kabedon your ass. Remembering that you've been attaining abilities throughout the whole game, you scroll through them and remember that you learned a slide. And as a refresher, to do the slide, you have to press block, low punch, low kick, and back. This ability alone is 2 buttons away from the infinite ammo cheat in Grand Theft Auto 3. After doing college-level calculus to find out how to press all of these buttons at the same time, you finally get it down, and surely this technique will work, right? He Kabedons you once again, only this time you get lucky enough to glitch to his other side. You find a lever to the right and pull it, which causes what can only be described as a death platform to fall from the ceiling. You awkwardly lead him back underneath it a couple of times, and give him a concussion hard enough to make him think he's in a good game. And finally, when his health is depleted all of the way, you're greeted by a death scene that was actually directed by Michael Bay himself. I love that death scene, it's so funny. You climb up the death platform and find another key which leads you to backtrack in the stage. Thankfully, you know these corridors more than you know your own parents at this point, so surely the road back will be easy. You use the key and see a vague video of a secret opening back somewhere you were before. It leads you back to the beginning area, but since the smasher came down at the bottom, a whole new rope has appeared to allow you to move forward. But you continue leftward to enter the secret passage you saw in the cutscene. You bounce up, there's another key for a door you haven't seen before. You pick it up, causing a hole to open in the ground, and what do you know, Chief? You didn't die. Good job rolling the dice back there. You go to the right, find a rope, and then climb up, and then fight another group of RNG combatants that put the K in Can I Please Stop Playing This Game. And finally, you see this insignia on the wall for the key that you just found. The corridor opens up, you move forward, and is this just a dead end? Oh. Okay. There's a lot to unpack here. Number 1, couldn't Sub-Zero just teleport out of this place instead of suffering the insane amounts of excruciating deaths? And number 2, one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life, this game has a water temple. Which, as we all know, are fantastic. I don't know what sins I've committed in my life to have to experience this, but all I know is pain. And that that's where we're gonna end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Believe it or not, I'm actually having fun making this series because 1, I like playing old games, and number 2, I can't tell if my brain as a kid is making this up to be worse than it was, or if it actually happened to me. It's like trauma almost. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and you guys come out and show love like you did with the other 2 episodes. We'll continue the game where there's a pretty big unveil. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a pretty huge thing that happens in this game later that is so fucking stupid that it'll drive me up the wall. If you guys want me to keep playing, or if you guys have suggestions for other really bad games you guys remember playing at some point in your life, leave them in the comment section below. And if you're not subscribed yet, please do, because it really helps us out. I love you guys. I think that's it. Click the videos that are on the screen. Click the videos that are on the screen and you'll have fun. I promise. Click the videos that are on the screen. That's it. Love you.